Sweat Equity Podcast, the number one comedy business podcast in the world. We'll
do it live. We'll do it live.
The random one.
We've got
Sorry.
Adam and Jack, some long in the tooth fellas from Maximum Value. Maximum Value Partners that are coming on talking about small business growth. We're gonna break this into a part 1 and 2. If you're hearing this in part 2 in the intro,
And you're like, they did a repeat.
we're just lazy and not gonna do 2 intros to record after the interview we did. Hey, listen to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Give us a 5-star review. Write a little something. Could be nice, could be mean. Just don't let it be vanilla. And then subscribe
Chocolate only.
Subscribe to the podcast. This episode is sponsored by Squarespace. All-in-one drag-and-drop website builder. You can do it with your 2 little paws. You don't need to program anything. They've got templated designs, and the new template, Fluid Engine, is pretty balls out awesome. You can basically design it any way you want.
Man, I haven't been on Squarespace in a minute.
I've been all up in that stuff, working on lawsmithworks.com, tocoworks.com,
Oh, yeah?
a little bit of sweatequity.com, but I can't move it to the new template yet because we have so much info on sweatequitypod.com. Let's get this episode, part 1 and 2. Let's get it started. Howdy toddy!
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?
We are excellent.
I just walked in a minute before.
Yeah, you're really pushing this cool guy diva stuff.
I got merch made for us.
Throw me a free t-shirt.
Yeah.
Shut me up.
Yeah. Yours is the blood red version
sweet,
of
though.
both Bucks logos. I've got the heather red, I think. I forget what it's called, the Triblin red. Now, our guests don't care. That's for sure. But, Adam, you're wearing red.
What color
Jack,
red is that?
You got some
Adam?
red
Hey.
You got some red underneath.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're trying to fit in. It's all good.
Well, why don't y'all, give us your plugs at the top of the episode as we let the guests do it because we're unprofessional.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm Adam Sonnhalter, and that's Jack Mencini. We're with a business coaching firm called Maximum Value Partners. We also have a podcast called Dirty Secrets of Small Business we've been doing for over 6 years now, about 330 episodes, helping folks with the small business world just like you guys are.
Man, we got more episodes, though.
Yeah.
We win.
Yeah, but they got
it.
a
That's all
combined 250 years experience, I think.
You talk like we do.
I fake it till we make it to where
You've
these guys are at.
spoken 250 years worth of words. How about that?
That's a lot.
That worked.
Someone's got to keep this boat moving, We got to keep it between the nautical beacons. We got to keep it going forward. What's it called? I was listening to the episode I did solo with y'all in the best setup that Eric loved, I'm sure.
I did. I couldn't bring myself. No offense, fellas. I couldn't bring myself to listen.
He gets it for free, on mic, off mic, all the time. So you don't need to hear my raspy voice. I just wanted to see if there's anything that we left off last time we spoke that you guys wanted to expand on. Or
Well, I know we covered some, a good part of our discussion last time was around some just in general business, but also couples and working with your spouse. I think that was a big part of what we kind of talked about. But I know we got off on some tangents, which I know it probably happens a lot on this show, right? Kind of go with the flow.
the show should be
We're
called.
pretty structured, and we stick to a very strict schedule. How
about
very
this?
odd for.
How about this? Before we get into that, would you change your answer on the question we asked everybody the first time? What advice would you give your 13-year-old self? Is there any answer change from a couple months ago to now?
Hell, I can't remember what I said.
You can't remember what he said earlier today.
I'll hold it. I'll keep it the way it was.
Well, you can do a new one.
So we give new advice, right? How about get a dog? Dog's great. Dogs are a good friend, right? So get a dog, good companionship.
Remember, that's you.
Yeah, you're
You
going
gotta
back
take
to
care
talk
of
to
this
you
dog.
at 13 and go,
Yeah.
You
get a
gotta
dog?
Get a dog. Heck yeah.
That seems
Interesting.
Pretty,
Might be my favorite answer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to really think about it.
That's
But-
All right.
definitely the most esoteric of all the answers, I'd say.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Jack,
My mind is kind of blown.
anything? Jack, you're wearing a
No,
hoodie.
I
It's
know.
summer. What?
If I
Wait,
could what?
you're wearing
What's
a
the
hoodie.
question again?
You're
Yeah.
wearing a hoodie. It's summer. You're in Ohio, right?
Right.
You keep that AC chilly?
Oh, it's beautiful here right now.
We're
Plus, we
sweating.
got water. We got water too.
Okay.
A lot of it.
We're not in California. We're in Florida, so we're chock full of water. But it's kind of that thing of
Lift my hand, I got water.
yeah,
Everywhere.
Everyone from California is moving to Florida.
yeah.
That's what's going on right now. Big pathway there.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I used to live in California, and I get made fun of for being from Florida, and then now everybody's leaving that I was friends with in LA, and they run out of water, and you can't buy a house, but there's homeless everywhere. It's crazy. I was just curious if it's cold up where you're at, because it is balls hot down in
Yes.
Tampa.
I know. My son lives in Arizona. Well, Florida is pretty hot and humid. How long have you been down there?
Well, we're both born and raised. Well,
Whole life.
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much, we're townies. We're the rare
Combined
townies.
78 years of living in Tampa.
And Tampa's identity is it doesn't have an identity because everyone really moved down here from elsewhere. Like we're the first real generation that came back to kind of grow up, like come back and raise kids here. Like,
Well, wait. You guys have been there the entire time. You guys like seen snow? I mean,
Oh,
it does
yeah,
snow there,
Sure,
yeah.
we're allowed
Get
to
out.
leave for vacations and whatnot.
For good behavior.
Right.
lived in California, doesn't stand up all over the country, all that stuff. International, not so much. But it's one of those things. We're not townies that we haven't left the town. We're not that backwards. We just look white trash.
Right.
Yeah.
I lived all the way up in Gainesville, Florida.
Well, but
So-
you got
all
Pennsylvania, you got West Virginia blood.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So, Jack, would you change your or you give us a new answer? What would you tell your 13-year-old self?
Oh, to become an entrepreneur early in life
Yeah.
and shed the big company stuff, which I did do after a couple of decades.
You're a corporate
And,
guy that left that. You're a company man that left that to become an entrepreneur.
That's right. I was in the corporate world right out of college and did it for 20 years before I found the world of small businesses.
Well,
And we've been doing this for 30 years. Well, I've been doing it for about 30 years now. Buying properties, coaching, selling, basically the world of small businesses. I've made a lot of acquisitions, started a nonprofit organization, turned over to Mayo Clinic. And, to get an earlier start on that would have been great. The big corporate world, I
wish you
learned
did
stuff,
more?
but I could do without it. What's that?
you wish you did more.
Yeah, geez.
Bored?
No, you should. No,
You
he
seem
wanted
to have done a
more,
lot in that time.
Yeah.
Hey, you both talk at once. I can't hear you.
I'll interpret. Hold on. They're saying you wanted to do more than you've already done. They're impressed with how much you've done already, Jack. And they can't believe that you want to do more than what you've already done.
It's just versions of the same thing, guys. Versions of the same thing.
So
See, I didn't wait that long. I grew up.
When people retire into what I'm doing now, so
Subtle.
can't find anything better. We
What
help
about
people out a lot.
How about retirement?
We get teared up.
How about that
We
as a
get
topic,
teared up.
guys?
Yeah, I was just thinking about retirement and how.
I thought you were retired.
I retired twice. Won't try it again.
Yeah, well, there's that part. Like my dad's retired, and I feel like he's not atrophying, but it's like the thing of like, I don't think I could do. I look at that and think about myself because I'm a narcissist, and
You better have something lined up.
no, I just think like
You better be ready to play golf every day. You better have something. I know, but he better find something.
it's like your dad. Your dad was a pro baseball player.
not pro baseball player. I mean,
He was a
he was
stud,
good, but
he was a stud baseball player. My dad was a pro football player.
Right.
He can't play golf every day now. Like he's too banged up. He's got no cartilage in
Right.
between any of those bones. And so I just found out he has a men's walking club. And I was like, that doesn't sound like, my dad's like Hank Hill from King of the Hill. Like, I couldn't see him doing that. Like propane.
You want me to
We want to
walk
stay
wire?
relevant. Relevancy is a big deal, isn't it? In order,
Relevance
stay
is
involved.
huge. Relevance is huge. Yeah.
Well,
You can
legacies.
golf. Did you ever golf 7 days, 10 days in a row? You think you could do it for years at a time?
No.
Just go every day?
I don't even like to finish a whole round of golf.
Like-
by 16, I'm like, why do we got to do so many, guys?
Yeah, Top Golf is a
I
lot.
like golf.
Like
You
going
like
to
Top Golf? Okay.
but Top Golf is not. It's like
Right,
even
but
that
it's
is
still-
too much.
I know, but it's not golf,
Let's give drunks golf clubs and see what happens. Let's fill them with
right.
booze.
And put them on a
Drunk
tower in
chicks,
case they
yeah.
fall over.
Right. I'm like, always like, don't fall in that net. Don't fall in the net.
Oh, that happens all the time. There's a whole YouTube channel about it.
I tried golfing. Golfing. When I first retired, and boy, I'm a bad golfer, so that doesn't help. It's tough to go out and take
depressing.
yourself through all that stuff every day.
And it's expensive. To get good to spend your time golfing all the time, you really got to practice and not suck. Because that'll depress you.
It's too time consuming right now.
That
and
too.
my part of this, like my age right now, like I've got too many more important things to do than go golfing.
I know, it's exactly what I tell myself.
And I have a Charles Barkley swing, so that doesn't help. But my pop,
This I got to see.
my dad played every Saturday, Sunday my whole life. I can remember, and now he can't. And I think he's bored, right? And he's turning into a Fox News dad, which scares me.
Oh, no.
They're at that all day. Yeah.
I sent him the Shane Gillis special about that.
Did you try sending him Quirtle?
He doesn't. My mom's is like iPhone basically, and she translates everything.
You just call the letters out to your mom.
Well, he had a secretary for 30 years, so he's not like. I just look at that and go, and this is broader that I've seen in my life. Just when you have nothing going on in retirement to keep you busy, I feel like you can atrophy really quickly. And y'all spoke about kind of, I would consider legacy kind of like relevance. Can y'all speak to either of those things?
Sure, it's one of those things that people never think much about. In terms of when people think about this whole idea of retirement, they think about like maybe their best vacation ever, and taking that 1 week or 2 week vacation, and then all of a sudden it's now a permanent vacation, right? But to Jack's point, most people have never tried to do that. If you try to take a year off and just kind of hang out and do whatever, and it sounds like a lot of fun, but you get bored pretty quickly. And especially as you get older, you have a lot of knowledge and skills and abilities. And the question is, like, how do you take those and share those with people versus go sit on the beach somewhere? And so most folks that we know, especially entrepreneurs, most entrepreneurs are not good at sitting still. I don't care how old or young they are. So when they get to the point now where all of a sudden, they aren't, they have nothing to do every day. They don't have that, that job to go to, that company to go to. We've seen it where people come in, they sell their company to their kids, and they show up Monday morning because they didn't know where else to go.
Right.
And it's like, well, how does that happen? And because again, they have nothing to retire to. You need something to retire to besides just your rocking chair. Even the golf course, as Jack was saying. Jack tried doing that, a couple of times. It's a miserable existence.
What doesn't get it doesn't satiate, right? You don't feel content by these extracurricular, like entrepreneurship in itself is kind of a game in a little bit that is very satisfying, right?
Yeah, because it's hard.
It's difficult. It's a really hard
Easy
puzzle.
stuff's not fun.
Right. And
When it's too easy, it's not fun.
and if you've kind of mastered it, what I would consider just being successful, in
Right.
business, that's the thing where you're like, okay, I know this, I have this. I was trying to pitch my pops to like volunteer, like legal services. He was an attorney for 35
Yeah, he could
years.
defend, poor people.
Well, he did real estate, so he could look
He
at their
could
contracts.
save their houses.
He could do the commercial real estate contracts. Really help
Sure,
that out.
yes. He could help the big businesses get
Talking
better
to a
leasing.
dictaphone right on a yellow pad. But it's that thing of like, I think I was just volunteering to be a mentee to USF students.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they'll accept me, but I'm like,
No, you're a mentor.
I was thinking about it's like mentor. I have mentees. They go, what do you want to tell the
First
mentee?
thing
Changes it. Who
Sorry,
changes
sorry,
it
sorry.
to that?
They said who?
He's taking advice from them. It's okay. That's good.
I will.
Right,
Well,
what?
that's what I put in the application. I said, I'll learn from teaching. I always do. Part of the show helps.
Good save.
It kind of helps, but they were saying, like, what would you tell the mentees, potential mentees? I was like, I will be blunt and, like, I'll be emotionally invested. And that's true. Like,
My shorts will be short.
Is that something I was telling someone this and they're like, you're volunteering for something you do all the time already. And I was like, yeah, it's like, yes, I want to, selfishly, I want to get better at what I'm doing. And then B, like,
You might get yourself an intern.
hey, maybe they'll hire me when I'm retired, what do y'all think? Volunteering,
kids.
services, what are y'all going to do? Retirement isn't really a choice.
You identify yourself. Your identity is to a large degree defined by what you do. And, if you can be helping other people and making money off of that in a reasonable way, that's about as good as it can get. And, I was saying before, we get teared up sometimes when, we've had hundreds of clients through the years. We've been together 20 years. And you just get a tingle when all of a sudden they realize that they've grown with us. Most of our clients stay with us for years because they grow. And, we put together a little program that has 7 keys to success. And if those 7 keys are mastered, and that's what we coach on pretty much, they're going to be successful, defined as growing profits. And it's there's 25 million small businesses in this country, and all of them need help, just about all of them. That's why they go out of business after a couple of years. They don't understand business, and that's what we teach them. We get a lot of satisfaction out of that. And, to be an old man and be able to keep doing it, I'll keep doing it as long as I can. And Adam's a great partner. He's a lot younger than I am. So, but, you keep swinging, that's it.
Well, we have some clients who are pretty young and who are in their 40s who have sold their companies and by most standards should be retired, but they're not. So why is that? They're trying to find things to do, whether it be give back or volunteering stuff, or they're just trying to find other deals to get involved in. It's people don't think much about it. It's this dream that's out there, this idea of retirement, and most people don't think much about it at all in terms of, at least in realistic terms. And you often will hear folks who are in the financial planning industry talk about financial independence now instead of retirement as being the way to think about stuff. So again, if you didn't have to work, that's really the question. If you didn't have to work to pay your bills today, what would you do? That's really the question to be asking yourself, because that's a question, whether you're 20, 30, 50, 80, that's the ongoing question. So what do you want to do? So if you're financially independent, you have more choices than most people do, right? You can choose to do nothing. Some people choose to do that, right? You could choose to golf every day. You could choose to volunteer your time. So what we find, though, with the entrepreneurs, it's hard for those entrepreneurs to kind of sit still and not add value somewhere. My dad's been retired about 5 years. He's busier now than he was when he was working. A lot of it's volunteer stuff, in terms of, nonprofits, helping a charity that helps to make beds for kids who don't have beds. He's doing some stuff with SCORE, which is basically, free coaching. And he's helping folks through that. He's doing stuff at his church. He's very actively involved because he wants to stay relevant. He has a lot of stuff to share, ways to help people. He's not doing it to make money. He's making money, some of the things he's doing, but that's not the reason why he's doing it. That's just the side effect of it.
Yeah, to both y'all's answers kind of are hovering around, we are what we habitually do. And you both kind of bookended your answers by saying something to the degree of know thyself. You got to kind of know what you're into. And it's something you probably tell every client in the beginning of your process. I'm guessing. Is that true? Like, know what you don't know. Know who you are. Know as a boss. What kind of manager are you naturally? What are your proclivities? What are your strengths in each part of the business? Like I hate accounting. You talked about financial planning. I was zoned out because I'm like, I have to be an adult. Pay attention. Like I was in the mutual fund world and I fucking hated it because I was just like, this is so boring. And I didn't want to be a CFP or any of that, go down that route because I couldn't I would go nuts. I'd be miserable. I knew that then, but I didn't really crystallize it, kind of down on paper or in a goal setting way. How do you start with someone to get them to know themselves?
So we start with a tool called DISC. It's a behavior assessment, DISC. People are in one of 4 quadrants. So there are a lot of different tools out there. But that helps you understand yourself as well as the folks around you from a behavior standpoint. Your point, we all have certain things that we enjoy doing or that we don't enjoy doing. Checking it out. Yeah, search for extended DISC. It's a great tool.
I got a compact disc.
With an S.
There you go.
Put the extended disc.
Extended DISC. But that helps you, again, be aware of yourself. That's, you have to embrace your style. You can't be somebody else. You see it all the time in politics or popular people try to be somebody else. You can't fake it for a long time. You have to be true to yourself from that standpoint. There's also the balance, though, too, between finding what you like to do and making a career out of it, right? Something might be a hobby for you. If you try to turn it into a business, all of a sudden it starts losing some of its joy. All of a sudden you have the pressure of trying to make money at it. Versus, hey, this is something I use to try to get away from that, So there's often a balance of that, too, in terms of people say you have to be very passionate about your business, which is a bunch of crap. You have to be passionate about your business, right? I mean, again, you have to enjoy the business, that part of it, but be passionate about it. That's usually where hobbies or other interests come in. You aren't necessarily trying to make money at those things.